two speakers for tonight. So we have Regina and Kim. Okay. So Regina is from Manila, but now she's staying sa Boracay. Wow, social. Nakakaingit naman to. So she's from the Philippine School of Business Administration. So she's serving her clients now as a CFO. And we have the second one. Ito, si Mr. Kim. Ayan. He's an accountant handling projects from US, Canada, Australia, and UK. Ba, pang global na ha. Ataw na to Kim. So he's also the founder of Joseph and Associates, a bookkeeping agency serving global clients. Okay. So Miss Shary, i-welcome na natin yung dalawang speakers for tonight. Okay, so let's welcome. So we have Kim and Miss Regina.
Hi!
Ayan, ang mga bigatin natin.
Ang bigat na.
It's literal na bigat.
Mga Lodi yan. Hindi, mga Lodi pala. Sorry, mali yung term. Lodi. Ay, grabe. Kamusta? Grabe, isa na sa
Pwede pa ba? Pwede pa?
Okay naman.
Pwede pa, Kim? Okay.
Si Regina is in Boracay and I'm in Siargao.
wow!
Just lang. Wish I could go back home. Yeah, so to those to the viewers here, yeah, I'm from Siargao. Actually, Surigao, but yeah, it's very close to Siargao. I wanna go back home na nga kasi ingit na ako. Every time na nagbi-video call kami ni Regina, Kim, nito ka sa Boracay ako, my Reg. Oh my gosh.
Turn off ka nga mo.
Ilang months ka na dyan, Reg?
Tomorrow is my third month.
Oh.
Ang laking sana all.
Yeah. Actually, kasi, kumbaga, if we're gonna, kumbaga, think about yung safe dito. So, kung lahat naman, I mean, if considering you're working from home, so since, actually, diba, nagkasakit ako before ako pumunta rito. So, yun yung isa sa mga realization ko that I could, work somewhere else. Kasi kung yung lugar na pinagstayan mo is giving you a lot of stresses, so it's really a high time to change your environment. So it's one thing that gave me the push to be here and then temporarily stay muna until, hanggat kaya pa. Siyempre, we're doing freelance, so hindi naman natin masusustain yung gastos dito if we are not working towards our business. Yes.
Yes, tama. Kaya i-sustain yan.
Diba? 3 months na back.
Sabi ko na sasabihin din ni Kim yan.
Kaya yan. Kaya ni Kim yan.
Actually, Regina is one of my go-to kapag I feel stressed about freelancing and bookkeeping. And then she keeps on telling me that, why not come here sa Boracay? Sabi ko, sige sa susunod kasi baka naman sponsor mo. But yeah, someday soon I could do the same thing as well. And we are all actually wearing glasses.
Yes.
Ayoko lang napansin.
Oo nga. Sige. So, huwag na natin patagalin kasi very interesting din yung topic na i-discuss ng dalawa eh. So, ayan.
Start na tayo.
Yep.
All right, so Regina and I prepared a short presentation about real estate bookkeeping. We did prepare something that could give us an overview of what about real estate bookkeeping. We have heard bookkeeping for e-commerce. Of course, Veronica Wasek is waving e-commerce bookkeeper. I was able to talk to her, I think, back in December, and she told me that sabi niya sa akin, Kim, as much as I do want to help you about your question, but I only have knowledge about e-commerce bookkeeping. So I actually just had some, few research for real estate bookkeeping since I have had clients din naman with real estate. So wala pa ako nakuha na mentor, but yeah, having a good support with in the community that I have had. Like I have the academy, of course. So yeah, and Regina sometimes magtatanong ako sa kanya, and of course the all-knowing Regina. But yeah, no pressure. Baka masyado
Oo,
ma-expect.
nakita niyo.
Natakot tuloy si Regina.
Kinabahan ako.
Anyway, so yeah, we can start now. Again, I will be sharing my screen. Both of us will be presenting, but I'm just the one who will share the screen. But yep, Regina, kapit kamay, tulungan mo ko.
So, take over, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, coaches. And let me just share my screen. To those who are watching live, you can you can ipon your questions there if you do have questions or clarifications. But we'll try our best, both Regina and I. We will try our best to address or answer your questions, but definitely we won't be promising that we can answer everything because again, we're here sharing our experience, and of course, we still have a lot of things to learn as well as accountants and bookkeepers. So let me just share my screen. Oh, we have 89 viewers. Okay. Right. Let me know, guys, if you see my screen. Nakita na. Nakikita naman na. Okay.
Yes.
So there you go. So, okay, back. Again, so this is all about real estate bookkeeping. Um, we will start with the top six best property management accounting software for 2021. So we have, of course, top six now. So we have six. There are actually a lot of property management accounting software. I mean, real estate accounting software. It's just that we cannot go through each of them one by one, and we will just be presenting the top six, of course. So let's start with Upfolio. Of course, Upfolio was voted as the best in overall accounting management software for real estate. So the reason why is that it gives customers and the customers gave Upfolio generally positive reviews in part because they can communicate with their tenants right through the software. Yes, I can attest to that. I've been using Portfolio for quite a while as well, but I mean, whenever I have questions, they are very responsive to queries. And of course, lalo na kapag bago ka sa isang software, nangangapa ka pa, where to find this, where to find that. It's like QuickBooks actually. They have like a part up there na pwede kang ng certificate after you take the exam, parang ganun. So yeah, Upfolio is very good. It's a very user-friendly software, lalo na pag sa real estate accounting, specifically for property management. Second, that's Buildium. It's a runner-up. So customers like that Belgium is accredited by the BPP and is well known in the property management industry. So the company's positive reviews, reasonable pricing, and a quick setup time are why we named it our runner-up. So that's Belgium. Tenant Cloud as well, which is considered as the third, but it is considered as the best price software. So customers rave about its functionality and low pricing structure, but sometimes find it hard to get in contact with customer service representatives. Just a disclaimer to all the viewers here. I haven't had a chance of using all these property management accounting software yet, but then yeah, let's try to help each other as we go along our journey in accounting. So yep, go ahead, Reg, for the next free.
Well, aside from the three that was already mentioned by Kim, we also have MRI, Yardi, Breeze, and Property Aware. But there are a lot of property management accounting software. But cause, to be honest, I don't have experience yet in MRI and Yardi, but I do have experience in a folio, Buildium, and rental manager. So that's one of the things that I actually had experience and exposure with. But before we tackle the property management accounting software, just to have a quick classification of what is the estate is all about. We have actually have five classifications of real estate. So definitely we should also consider what are the types of real estate that we have. we haven't included it in the slide yet, but just to give you information that we have residential real estate. Then this residential real estate is actually focuses on the single um, family homes, yung mga condos, mga duplexes, tsaka townhouses. So yun yung mga residential real estate. So although this residential real estate can be used using this can be done with accounting using this accounting software, because MRI is and NDRD is actually specifics with the real estate ano talaga yung pinaka real estate, kasi ang Afolo and Build yung they are more into the um property management. But a second thing is the commercial real estate. So this actually exposes into the mga groceries, yung mga hospitals, hotels. So there are lots of type of commercial real estate that we can also apply for work too. And then there's also industrial real estate, yung mga um, storages, kasi meron mga parang alam mo yung mga warehouses na ginagamit yung storage na yon as part of the real estate uh, property na ginagamitan na pwedeng mag-earn yung business for the storages. And then the Rolands, so yung mga talagang mga lupa, yun talaga yung mga real estate. And then yung mga other special purposes like the public and cemeteries, yung mga parks. So it's also part of the real estate if you will, identify what are the other scope of the real estate. But into the for the kung baga yung naigawa kasi namin dito ni Kim is yung how do we deal yung mga accounting software. But these are actually one of the few um, uh, softwares that we are using as a real estate bookkeeper. But just for your interest of what are the types of real estate that we should learn as well is ito yung mga nabanggit ko na mga different types of real estate. Go ahead, Kim.
Right. So thank you so much, Reg, for that. And next we have, okay. So what does a real estate bookkeeper do? So as we all know, we have e-commerce, like they do bookkeeping for Amazon, Shopify, different tasks, duties, and responsibilities. So meron din si real estate bookkeeper. Let me just open this one. So real estate bookkeeping is practice where a person enters financial data. Of course, the bookkeeper itself, the bookkeeper term itself entails what we do. So we will be entering into the financial program that we just discussed earlier to keep tabs on what a business is doing and how it makes and spends its money. So it's like QuickBooks lang din, like kasi QuickBooks tsaka Zero kasi yung pinaka when it comes to accounting software, bookkeeping software, whatever. So itong sa real estate naman, so we have specific softwares that are catered talaga for this industry. So it just the basic concept of having a bookkeeper. Reports are recorded by the date, property, client, and other factors. The difference lang kasi ng real estate bookkeeping is that you need to have knowledge on how, say for example, when it comes to rental property management, there are at some point there are property management companies that they're the ones paying for the monthly bills instead of their tenants, like their electricity, the waters, and binabayaran nila muna yan. Tsaka pala nila invoice or binibill mismo yung mga tenants nila. So, of course, as a property management company, you have to make sure that services like water supply, electricity supply, hindi nakakat. Kasi it doesn't make sense. You are the property management company. You're not even managing it. So, yun. That's why meron yung mga ganong process. So, we just have to be mindful as accountant, bookkeeper. We have to be mindful na on time tayo nagpa-process ng mga bills. We're paying the invoices on time. And of course, We have to make sure na properly recorded, properly categorized yung mga different transactions. Say for example, transaction for this property, na-record natin sa kabilang property. So basically, it's a no-no. And kasi merong mga times na nagkakaroon pa ng mga due to, due from. So those are some of stuffs that we have to be mindful when dealing with real estate bookkeeping. So
Yeah.
to continue, Reg.
Yeah. Kumbaga, yeah. So in addition to what Kim said, bookkeeping also includes keeping records of all the things that might not appear. So kasi ito yun eh. Bilang real estate bookkeeper, we also have to ensure na meron tayong basic knowledge of the accounting, yung mga GAAP at saka accounting principles, lalo na yung mga accruals and cash basis. Kasi in a nutshell, ang real estate, syempre, we are expecting a regular income. Kung property management ang pinag-uusapan natin, since we are um, leasing out or kumbaga leasing out these properties, for example, syempre, you have an expected monthly income. So kung hindi mo alam ang accrual at saka cash basis accounting, magkakaproblema ka pagdating sa recording ng mga income recognitions and even the expense recognition. Kasi in my experience, this what happened with my previous client before. They were using cash basis of accounting in real estate, which is definitely not. Na dapat nilang gamitin na wag mag-cash basis. Kasi, why? Unang-una, meron kang regular expectation ng income. So, in a year span, dapat alam mo magkano yung income mo. Nangyayari, kina-cash basis. So, if you are, kumbaga, you're doing it on a cash basis, how would you know if that particular tenant is missing some of the rents or the month's rent? So, basically, kaya nga meron mga property management software is to account alin yung mga advance payments, alin yung mga deferred payments, at saka kaya makikita mo may mga late charges. Kasi kung cash basis lang ang recognition niyan, hindi mo ma-recognize kung date payment na pala yung client mo. How would you be able to charge the tenant na may late charges pala? So kumbaga, with this knowledge of the accrual and the cash basis accounting, kahit wala ka pang kumbaga software, kasi software will just be there to help you out, to ease
Yes.
out your bookkeeping process. However, if you have the good knowledge and the basic knowledge of the accrual and then the cash basis, it will help you kahit wala yung mga yan. Kasi alam mo, ipaparecord na ito, income ko to. Kung may naglaps na isang buwan dyan, dapat payable yan. So, kumbaga, dapat meron kang parang kumbaga regular or religious knowledge na parang paano mo i-collect. Kasi yung client ko before, what happened, kaya na-uncover ko yung fraud then because they keep on insisting that we should be using cash basis. I told them it's not good to use cash basis because how would you know kung nadadaya na kayo? So, having this knowledge, nung binigay ko sa kanila, tapos nag-analyze ako. Kasi ito yun eh, as a bookkeeper, hindi lang tayo dapat yung titignan lang natin na kasi di ba, in an understanding, QuickBooks and Xero and other software, mabilis na yung mga di ba, automatic na, auto-feed na lahat ng transactions. Pero, hindi naman, ito yun eh, ang mga system is there to help us out. But we, as a bookkeeper, should analyze things. Hindi yung book lang tayo, nirecord lang natin, pero hindi natin in-analyze kung ano yung transactions. Tayo yung mag-guide dun sa business, kung tama ba yung mga nasa books. Kasi if, at the end of the month, ito dapat yung expected na income ng business, dapat ma-justify natin yung mga recordings dun. Kasi pag mali, kumbaga, ang correction yung mangyayari lang sa year-end. Tapos madidiscover nyo may fraud na pala. So, kumbaga dapat yon religiously tinitignan natin yan kasi hindi natin alam yung mga malalaking business pala may mga problems na pala. Yun yung isa sa mga na kita ko na may problema dun sa business kasi they're using cash basis tapos mali pala. tapos end up they are exposed to a 300,000 USD fraud because of cash basis accounting. So kumbaga very important na matatrack nyo lahat ng mga ano. Tas yung mga recordings ng expenses kasi like for example, kung malaking property yan, property management yan, tas may mga specific projects yan or specific properties, dapat kung kanino allocated yung expenses, dun mo i-record dun. Kasi pwedeng by the end of the time na kailangan ibenta yung property, pag hindi tama yung recording, magkakaroon ka ng problema sa recognition ng gains or loss. If meron mang gains or loss in terms of the selling out of the properties. So, yun.
Diba? Grabe, ang galing mo, Reg. Ang dami
I'm just
ko natutunan.
sharing what
While just listening to you. That's just, guys, that's just one of the things that we're looking forward dito sa real estate mini course that we're actually preparing for you. So yeah, let's continue. So why do you need a bookkeeper? Of course, that's very that's common sense na lang. I mean, some other businesses, they may not need one because sabi nila kaya lang nila, but in reality, at the end of the day, pag malapit na yung taxation, nag-hire, naghahabol, napakaayos naman ang books ko, ganyan. Of course, when it comes to real estate bookkeeping as well, it's the same thing. Lalo na some other transactions, specifically when it comes to real estate, you cannot provide the accuracy kapag you do it yourself. I doubt if you are a property management and you do it yourself, it's really hard to do all things in one. I mean, ikaw lang. Kasi based on my experience, I've dealt with different property management accounting companies. They've hired a number of people talaga. Like even in just one project, tatlo yung nagtutulong-tulong just to make sure that in a month everything has been, properly recorded. We can come up with a correct reports, because lalo na yung mga iba-iba kasi like there are those clients that I've had na sobrang complicated yung mga books nila na hindi kaya ng isang tao lang yung nagmamanage. So, I had one na tatlo kami actually. Tatlo kami. Ikaw ang bahala sa properties na to. Kasi, of course, as a property management company, you have to come up with parang a unified financial statements after a month. So, we have to make sure that I have taken good care of these 5 properties. Yung isa naman yung other 5, and then yung other. Kasi merong companies na nasa 30 plus yung minamanage na properties. So it makes sense that you should be hiring a bookkeeper. Not just one, not 2, but as many as you can, as much help as you can na makuha. So yun, if you can see on the screen, the Real Estate Bookkeeping Department can take a closer look at many forms of data. You can ask a bookkeeping team, diba? As mentioned kanina, not just one, but actually it's a team to assist you in recording data on things like the cost of sale, yan, that's very important. The commissions and the other forms of income, that's very important. Yung mga commissions na yan, minsan masakit sa ulo. Pero yeah, pag nagamay mo na din naman on how to process those, that's easy peasy na along the way. So expenses for marketing, property maintenance, employee salaries, and anything else you owe. When it comes to salaries as well, sometimes it's really it's very tricky because I've had a chance of working with a property management in which ako yung inassign sa salary, and there's this property manager na hinahandle niya is yung free properties, and we have to divide kung itong property nito magkano yung binabayad, like 30% ng salary ng isang property manager, siya dapat yung magbayad. And then this property should be paid 20% of the salary ng manager na to. So parang, it's really tricky, but then again, kapag nakaugalian mo na din naman na, nasanay ka na in a month-to-month basis, you can focus on streamlining the process, and also develop a system that could help you on a month-to-month basis. I've created formulas, Excel, in which before hindi talaga ako marunong talaga when it comes to Excel formulas. I mean, I have basic knowledge, but then again, napilitan talaga ako to learn the sum ifs and all the formulas just to make sure that, everything are, taken into consideration. So, yep, that's one thing. Payroll functions, management fees, that's important as well. And of course, the taxes. The walang kamatay na taxes, in which I can say na marunong talaga ako pagdating sa taxes because that's not actually my forte. And we have a tax accountant when it comes to these stuffs.
Tsaka in addition to that, go back to sa
Yep.
in addition to that, isa pa sa mga kailangan nating i-record, like for example, if it's a multitude of businesses, so syempre yung mga intercompany reimbursements, so definitely dapat yan na-account natin. Kasi minsan, may mga cases na halimbawa, itong property na to ganito, tapos ibang company pala siya. So, kumbaga dapat aware din tayo dun sa mga intercompany
Exactly.
changes. So, sino magre-reimburse ng ganitong expenses, kanino yan due. So, kasi may mga cases like for example, pag halimbawa nagkaroon na ng sold out yung business, yung property na yan. In my experience, kapag na-sold out na, syempre i-recognize mo yung acquisition niya, yung acquisition value niya, then magkano yung minark up dun sa tas whatever the commissions or the other incidental expenses na kailangan mo dun, tapos i-close out mo yun. So syempre, may mga cases minsan yung business nag-outright partnership distribution sila. So whatever the earnings that they have out of those sales dun sa isang property, kailangan mo magkaroon ng accounting in terms of the yung parang kumbaga distributions, lalo kung if it's a corporation or if it's a kumbaga maraming partners, so you
Yep.
have to consider the partnership distributions na. So syempre kumbaga yung income niyan i-distribute mo na. So yun yung mga isa sa mga kailangan mong i-consider as a bookkeeper, kasi hindi yan pwede na kasi minsan may mga nangyayari na nabenta, tapos sabihin kanino mapupunta yung parang yung total gains, tapos sabihin ng mga parang board of directors or board o yung mga nasa partnership na they wanted it to be a distribution na. So, kailangan ma-present mo rin yung calculation on how the gains or the gains or loss man, kung loss man yan, dapat paano nila abonohan yan or
Exactly.
so dapat yun take account din. So,
Exactly.
ilan yung percentages ng mga contributions nila, kasi ginagawa ko nun before is to calculate how much is the total contribution of each of the partner. And then, whatever the percentages, then that will be the allocation point of the gains or losses dun sa mga sales or property, of sales of those properties.
Exactly. And when it comes to distribution as well, there were clients na gusto nila yung distribution happens every quarter, and there are those semi-annual. Buti na lang sana kung annual na lang. And there was once na parang very short term lang siya, and they wanted the distribution to take place every month. So parang sabi ko, oh my God, nakakahingal naman ito. Like you have to compute every time and you have to keep track of those figures na dapat mo i-present during the meeting then.
Tsaka yung like for example, isa pa dyan sa mga dapat i-consider mo as a real estate bookkeeper. Lalo kung halimbawa, merong isang property na pinapamanage lang sa inyo. Tapos yung pinapamanage na yun sa inyo, may owner statement yan na kailangan mong gawin at the end of the month. So yung owner statement, whatever the income is, yun yung ibabayad mo dun sa kung sino na yung owner. So kumbaga, may separate accounting kayo dun sa overall, and then dun sa owner statement, isa pa yun.
On point. All right, so let's proceed. So they are preparing for tax purposes. I mean, we don't have to touch that one in depth because we don't do much when it comes to taxation. So, what makes real estate bookkeeping essential? Of course, it will help you review your how well your business performs. That's very important, and you can see how well you're sticking to your tasks, getting ready for the tax season, and you will see how your cash flow is working when you have a bookkeeping plan, of course. Mapapreserve mo din yung company's credit score. That's very important. Lalo na sa US, they're very particular when it comes to the credit score. And, bookkeeping plan should definitely be a big help. So, yeah.
isa pa siya, i-a-add ko doon, na bakit real estate bookkeeping is essential. Remember guys, nasa COVID period tayo. So maraming mga businesses na they're also focusing on the SBA loans. So if
Exactly.
you are kumbaga diligent with your work as a real estate bookkeeper, you'll be able to help the company to project the financials that they have, and then provide the financials on a monthly basis, on an accurate basis, kasi that financials will be used when you are applying for SBA loans and other grants that, even if business loans, kasi in my experience, ako yung nag-a-apply ng mga business loans ng company namin. So, syempre, kung alam ko yung takbo ng financials, kapag pinaharap ako sa mga financial analysts or sa mga creditors or mga kumbaga yung parang credit analysts, I should be able to justify the numbers that I'm presenting, because kumbaga as a bookkeeper, or even if you are an accountant, then definitely you'll be able to justify whatever questions that will be coming out from this credit analyst, because they will be the one to approve your loans or not. Kasi kung hindi sabog yung financials ng business, how do you think you'll be able to be granted with the loans? So, syempre, ang pinakamahinang loans na ngayon sa SBA, 150 ang minimum. Tapos yung idle pa. So, syempre, it also will serve as a funding for the business to be able to reach their runway. So, kumbaga yung cash flow makakatulong yan. So, kung maayos ang bookkeeping process natin, we will be able to ensure that the company will be able to have, kumbaga, an opportunity for them to gain funding. Kasi importante yun, lalo kung halimbawa if mataas na yung real estate taxes na kailangan nila, yung mga property management, yung property taxes nila. So, they need to, parang, kumbaga, be funded as well. So, but if you know your numbers as a bookkeeper, you'll be able to help out your CEOs or your client, na ito yung mga kailangan niyang i-review sa mga sa numbers. And just to dapat we also have to know how to analyze the numbers, kasi hindi lang yung na-book natin tapos nag-end of the month, nag-close yung period, tapos present natin yung financial without explaining it to the owners. Kasi importante na explain natin yung numbers, kasi like for example, ano yung galaw? Kumbaga ano yung highlights ng business on the monthly basis, and then ano yung kumbaga yung movement niya, kung may yung mga fluctuations ba, yung mga kumbaga ano yung mga feeling mo na sa yung review ng cost drivers will be able to help the company minimize their expenses and makakatulong doon sa cost savings ng company. Dapat ang thinking natin as a bookkeeper, it's not only on the bookkeeping process, but more onto the high-level process na makakatulong talaga sa business. Kasi kumbaga, dapat dinedevelop din natin yung skills na hindi na bookkeeping, but more onto the analytical side as well. In even real estate bookkeepers, we can do that. Yeah.
Galing. Ayan, overview pa lang to guys ha. So what more if you're already in the course. Anyway, so yun, just a brief overview as well of how much does a real estate bookkeeper earn. Again, this is just a disclaimer that we based this presentation sa survey back in June or July of this year, 2021. So medyo latest pa din naman siya. So how much does a real estate bookkeeper earn? In the US, it usually runs $51,000 a year. That is $25 an hour. So yeah, that's in the US. So according to ZipRecruiter, the annual salary is as high as $106,000. Again, the $51,000 is just an average. So color range between 38. Yeah, that's annually across the United States. So punta tayo sa local. Yung mga interest or curious dito kung magkano yung sa local, ito yun. So based on the latest salary report, according to Indeed, as of June 24, 2021, the average base salary of a property accountant in the Philippines is 22,000, or that's $470 a month. And I don't think that's, average lang naman. So
yeah,
of
it
course,
is an average.
I know a lot of people who are actually earning 6 digits a month as a property accountant. So this one is somehow, the fact itself is an average.
It's based on the negotiations. Yeah, I mean,
May ano
it's
ka?
based on the negotiation. Kasi kumbaga, dito naman kasi sa TBSA, we're also, teaching the people naman to how to, renegotiate their asking
Exactly.
prices or kumbaga based on their proposals or something like, kumbaga, kung meron kang cap na ito yung ano, pero kumbaga, if you can be able to, reach it in a more, kumbaga, ano ba yung level of satisfaction mo? So, syempre, yun yung i-ano mo. Pero, nasa galing ng negotiation yan eh, on how you'll be able to get the ano yung ano yung monthly na gusto mong income. Pero on an average, ito yung nakukuha. Pero siguro ito yung mga nasa local businesses. Pero if
Yeah,
you're exposed into the international, medyo mas
international.
mataas pa dyan. I think in my cases parang in my experience way back, at the minimum, they are already at 40, 35 to 40 minimum starting.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Right. Okay, so if you're curious about the top 10 highest paying cities for real estate bookkeeper jobs, of course, this one is based in the US survey. So, of course, all the states, I mean, all the places in this list are all in the US. So, yep, we'll have all these top 10. It's the first one is in Lakes, Arkansas. This is just a survey average. So, oh, okay. So if you can see, guys, most of the cities nandito are nasa California. It's because California is the top one of all the states when it comes to real estate businesses. So I don't say the other states don't perform well, but then again, California is actually one of the largest states, and it is somehow one of the highest performing states when it comes to real estate. So yeah, survey shows. And okay, so this is not actually not a bookkeeping related slide, but we just had to show this to you guys, the top 5 best paying related real estate jobs in the US. Nanguna dyan yung real estate partner, of course,
Yeah.
and estate manager, real estate, what's that? It's number 3. And real estate
Yeah.
representative, senior real estate manager. So you Rich, when it comes to the previous, the experience that you've had so far, sa
Actually,
company, ano yung pinaka malaki na nagkakaroon siya ng cut or share?
um, sa my experience ko kasi, I've been with the real estate, both US and
Local.
Australia. So,
Australia.
kumbaga, ang ano kasi, pagdating sa Australia, more into the commercial kasi sila eh. Medyo meron din silang mga konting mga residentials, pero more on into the commercial ang Australian real estate. Ang US kasi ang heavily dun sa talagang kumbaga mix na merong
Correct.
commercial, merong residential which is a multifamily, single families, and then the condo types, and then yung meron silang sinasabi na parang yung before in-introduce nila na yung Maven type na parang, alam mo yung mga parang sa mga schools, yung mga, ano ba yung tawag doon, yung mga pang pang schools na yung parang kondo-kondo na pang school. So merong mga ganun na ini-introduce din sa US. And then yun yung mga ano ko na experience ko noon, both US and Australia. Um pero kasi sa real estate jobs in terms of the ang heavily kasi dito nakikita ko yung lead generation. Kasi syempre saan pa ba tayo
Yeah,
pupunta? Siyempre doon na tayo sa revenue line. Kasi ito yung
exactly.
kailangan talaga yung mga appointment setters, yung mga, kumbaga yung nagko-cold calling, yung mga nagdi-lead gen na talaga. So sila talaga yun. Pero syempre, as a bookkeeper, marami pa rin naman trabaho talaga na for real estate bookkeepers. So
Yeah.
maraming available, hindi lang sa US. So there's a lot. Kumbaga Canada, they have Australia, and then US. Kasi ito yung major talaga eh. Pero kumbaga you can also go into other countries like Dubai. I think they also have that. Pero yung commonly na expose ang mga Filipino bookkeepers are into this three countries like Australia, US, and Canada.
Exactly. And with that being said, you now know the reason why ang daming naghahanap ng mga cold callers, like lalo na from the Philippines, because Filipinos are really conversant, and we're good when it comes to speaking in English language, and also I don't know, maybe cost wise, because
Yeah.
they see Filipinos as very good when it comes to the tasks or the jobs itself. But I mean, but cost wise, we're very affordable. But yeah, it will depend, of course.
I think
But
ang
on
lead gen, mababa yung per hour nila. Pero in terms of commission, mataas sila.
Yeah, yes.
Kasi
I
may mga
know
commissions na
I
yun, may mga
know some
offers.
folks in my network that they are actually paid less than $10 an hour, but they're actually earning a lot when it comes to commissions every time na
Yeah.
may na-close na deal. And that's something that you are, looking forward na mas galingan mo sa trabaho para, every time na may nakuha ka, may na-close, yeah, the commission is wow. And
Actually,
nakikita naman nila na yun yung parang front end ng mga roles, but at the back end tayo yun yung mga accountants and bookkeepers, in which hindi man nila nakikita yung value yung sa harap, but definitely at the back end, grabe yung puspusan yung ginagawa natin just to make sure that all the financials are taken care of, and of course we will be able to provide an updated financial records
yeah.
to the company.
Actually, ako rin, in addition to that, parang bigyan ko lang din ng tips. As an accountant or a bookkeeper, you tap your salespersons, your sales, yung marketing at saka
Right.
sales. Kasi dapat kayo yung interactions. Kasi if they know the numbers that you are presenting in the books, nakikita ng sales yan, nakikita ng marketing, they will be able to push pa. Ano yung paano nila kasi if they're not knowledgeable on how the financials works, or kung kasi syempre in my experience before, nagpe-present ako sa buong departments. So, pinapresent ko yung numbers sa kanila para aware sila, ito yung mga cost drivers nyo, ito yung
Yeah.
sales nyo, ito yung ano. So, they will be aware of how will they be able to contribute to the company para i-increase pa yung sales. Yun.
Exactly.
I-improve.
And our outputs are actually the basis for them to decide whether they can afford to still purchase another property.
Yes.
Di ba mga ganyan? So, yeah,
Yeah. And
fair enough.
aside from that, yung like for example, if you know the numbers, if you know your monthly numbers, pag nagtanong yung client mo, am I due now for expansion? You can really tell them na it's not,
Not
hindi pa
ready.
pwede. Kumbaga, ikaw makakapagbigay ka ng insight sa kanila,
Exactly.
ano yung next move ng company. Kasi kung hindi nila alam yung numbers at hindi mo alam pa paano sila matutulungan, so parang useless yung mga numbers na binibigay mo on a monthly basis. So dapat yun, on a monthly basis, pag results, ma-explain mo sa kanila na ito yung mo, financials mo, ito yung sinasabi. Kumbaga, ito yung realistic status ng financials mo. If you're not gonna follow kung ano yung nandito, you go down the drain. Kumbaga, paano mo kung makaka-recover sa cash flow mo. Importante kasi minsan, ito in my experience, nakikita lagi profitability. Lagi, income statement, they're not considering the impact in the balance sheet and in the cash flow. Pero pag present mo sa kanila, eto yung cash flow mo, income ka nga ngayon, pero it's contradicting with what your balance sheet or your cash flow is presenting to you. So kumbaga dapat meron din tayong sinasamahan din natin ng ganun, na hindi lang tayo bookkeeper lang. So taasan natin, kumbaga i-level up natin. Kasi yung level up na yan, makakatulong yan sa company. And at the same time, you're also practicing yourself into the financial analysis side din. Yun.
Exactly. Once they see your value, and in which you should be showing it first. The
Yeah.
value, yun talaga yung magiging basis talaga. Lalo na sa napansin ko lang din for the previous experience na pag nakita nila talaga yung value, hindi sila magdadalawang isip na magkaroon ng increase ka, taasan pa talaga, and then magkaroon ka ng flexible hours working, di ba? Parang
Yes.
it is something to do with value talaga na
Yep.
pinag-provide natin as accountants
Yeah.
and bookkeepers. So, yep, that's it. Is guys, we still have and there are a number actually of challenges in real estate accounting and bookkeeping. So yeah, I think I've mentioned some of them earlier. Ayan, nasa next slide pala yung mga So errors, mistakes in accounting and bookkeeping. Yun, incorrect classification of expense and income. That is very important. Na isa yan sa mga challenges because sa dami ng categories, just ko, lalo na pag madaming properties and yung mga due to due from nakakalito din minsan, yung mga ganon na mga bagay. And of course, the different income and expenses accounts, yun sa GL codes and everything. There will be issues as well in separation of personal and business related transactions because at some point there are property managers using the company's cards para ikain doon, hindi naman pala business related. So,
Yeah.
issues in setup of payroll or classification of payroll. Yun, kanina, na-mention ko na there are property managers who are managing a number of properties and each property should be able to, have the correct allocation of how much they should be paying to the property manager. So, say for example, 5 properties and then those 5 properties, i-divide dun kung magkano ibabayad sa property manager. So, that's something that you should be setting up correctly when it comes to the payroll. So, yun, that's one of challenges. Yun, isa pa is yung proper reconciliation of bank credit card. Yeah, well, that's common. Proper record keeping chart of accounts were not properly set up. That's one thing. And of course, the balances of AR and AP were not properly reconciled. So, yeah. Another thing will be the knowledge of rules and regulations. In the US, some
Yeah,
states
GAAP.
have their own, tax rules to follow. And of course, the GAAP compliance, that's something you should be looking forward to, you should be compliant to the GAAP. And payroll compliance, something as well that you look forward. In New York, there's this so-called disability pay. Yun lang, other states don't have that. So you should be careful in the disability leave. There is the paid family leave. Ang dami, like iba yung vacation bonus, iba yung sa paid family. Ang dami when it comes to payroll. Sobrang nakakalito din minsan, but as you go along, matutunan mo din yon. And what else? Property management
Siguro,
software.
yeah.
What
Add ko
else?
lang sa isang mga challenge,
Okay.
yung isa sa mga napansin ko na, hindi ko alam kung ito napapansin din ng mga ibang real estate bookkeepers, yung recognition ng mga depreciation and yung kasi may mga ibang companies na hindi nagre-recognize ng depreciation. So you have to go back to the basic. Kasi like for example, in the US, ang compliance nila is 39 years. Ang parang kumbaga yung sa atin 'di ba kasi parang dito ang pag building is 50 years ang max nung parang life ng asset or ng ng building. Sa US is 39 years yun yung nila. So dapat balikan natin yung basic accounting natin at saka kung halimbawa yung US yung sineserve natin, yung GAAP kasi iba yung IFRS, iba yung US GAAP. So iba minsan yung treatment. So sabi nila, pagdating sa taxes, mostly US is cash basis pa rin. Pero I actually, sinasabi ko sa client ko, pag kahit US sila, na they should be using accrual basis para they would know how much is really the income, kumbaga the actual income on a monthly basis rather than use the cash basis. And then, isa sa mga is plus yung parang kailangan magkaroon talaga ng mga schedules, yung mga schedules of depreciation, yung mga loans. Kasi minsan yung mga company, akala nila walang interest. Tapos yung setup, kasi syempre if you're using accrual basis of accounting, there should be AP and AR. Kasi normally, hindi nila nare-recognize. So parang kumbaga, pag naggagawa ng reconciliation direct sa auto feeds from the bank, nakakalimutan yung proper setup nung AR or ng AP. So on tendency, nagkakaroon ng if you look into the balance sheet or the income statement, may mga negative balances na hindi naman dapat nag-a-appear. Tsaka ito, isa sa mga na-notice ko even in my current role, maraming mga companies na nagsiset up ng mga clearing accounts na ang essence kasi ng clearing accounts is just a suspense account. It's just a pass. So, this pass-through account should be cleared on a regular basis, on a monthly basis. Kapag ang expectation mo na dapat na nare-retain ng clearing accounts will only be for timing difference issues. Kumbaga parang if you recognize it as an AR mo or ano man, invoice, nabayaran the next month. So, expectation mo, kung dumaan yan sa clearing accounts, yun yung magiging impact niya. Pero yung hindi kini-clear on a regular basis, may impact yan sa buong financials. And yung syempre, yung regularly na uncategorized expenses, yung mga uncategorized asset, we have to make sure on a monthly basis, close out yung mga yun. Kasi pagdating ng parent ng financials, hindi close, hindi, kala nila na
Hindi
okay.
siya
Hindi,
accurate. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
It's
Accuracy
misstated yung
matters.
financials. Yeah.
Exactly. That's one of the challenges as well. And another thing is that when it comes to property management software, a company should be able to choose which is the best. Kasi nga, meron mga property management software, meron for commercial management. Baka iba yung napili mo. Instead na MRI yung bagay sa company mo na setup. Kasi
Yes.
MRI is more on the commercial management. Pang malakihan siya. But then again,
Mga
you
commercial.
chose, yeah. So you chose another software. That's really something that you have to, look after. So just Oh, so we're done, Reg. We're done. Finally. So it's Q&A na pala. So yeah, I think we still have both our Coach Alfie and Coach Shary at the kasi sabi ko nga sa kanila, we will try to keep it as short as possible because this will just be an introduction of the course that we will be having. It's the real estate bookkeeping. So basically, we'll try to keep it as short as possible and hope you guys have learned to this 1 hour presentation. Hindi actually siya 1 hour. Munti ka na mag 1 hour. Mas meron pa 7 minutes. So Coach Alfie, 7 minutes na yung Q&A, ah.
Okay, so, yun. So, iba talaga yung bookkeeping is, naka-niche talaga siya, naka-niche, no? So, specific siya sa certain market, okay? So, tinuturo din natin yun inside our academy kasi pag yung bookkeeping mo ay naka-focus sa certain market, surely magiging expert ka, okay? You will be considered as a specialist, no? On that area, okay? So, okay. So, may comment tayo dito. Short course. Okay. Short course.
Okay,
Miss Len-
sige.
Ayun.
Okay, questions guys. Ay, wow, grabe. Parang nahiya sila. Tanong na kayo habang
Sige
pwede pa.
guys, ubusin yung 7 minutes sa hiya nyo. Matapos na to.
Galing mo nga na na orasan eh. Okay, 6 minutes pa lang. Okay, sa aking question. Ayan, may mga comments here. Ayan. Grabe daw.
Ito.
Okay. Yan. Sige. Pasagot.
What? Yeah. Will you provide in-depth trainings for the software sa short course? We can promise that we can teach all the softwares, of course. Because me and Regina, hindi naman lahat. Ang dami kaya property management software. But kung ano lang yung alam namin talaga. Regina was able to use Appfolio and Buildium already. And what was the other rental management?
I have rental management and property aware meron akong experience.
Okay. Ako naman sa Appfolio and MRI. Doon, so parang we can in-depth trainings. But only a few. Kasi yun nga, parang hindi naman natin makakover lahat because ang dami nila. Actually, yung kanina top 6 lang yung na-present namin kanina. But yeah, we are looking forward.
Yep. Kasi nakaka-overwhelm yun eh, guys. So, lalo na if you're a beginner, diba? It's better to just decide with 1 or 2 softwares. Okay? Magpakadalubhasa muna sa isa and then next na software. Okay, nice. Eto po, meron dito.
Oh, I can answer this because I haven't had a chance of using a propertyware. Have you, Reg?
Meron ako. Yeah, meron. Ginagamit pa rin nila yung QBO
Mm,
as a consolidation.
yeah. And also
Even
a
sa
folio.
Afolio, the same thing.
Yes.
Kasi kumbaga parang, although Afolio has the financials, it can present the financial reporting, but then some clients wanted to use QBO as part of the consolidation.
Ayan, house flipping daw.
Yung house flipping, parang kumbaga, bibili ng mga, parang ano to eh, like yung mga
Buy and sell.
buy and sell na,
Mm-mm.
ano yung tawag dito yung i-convert
I-rehab
nila,
mo, renovate.
i-renovate, ano mo, tapos saka mo ibibenta ulit.
So basically, you're gonna buy a property for a cheaper price, and then you're gonna do some renovations, and pagandahin mo yung property na yon, and
Tapos ipapalisting mo na siya.
ipapalisting mo siya ng mas mahal. So,
Mas
yun.
mahal.
Ayan, sa local nagamit ng QB Desktop, Microsoft Navision System, and Peachtree, I was able to use Microsoft Navision, yes, and that's really a good software as well. And
Desktop kasi ano siya eh, parang pangmalakihan na to eh. Kung lalo kung halimbawa maraming LLCs or kung marami siyang companies, it's better to use desktop talaga.
Yep.
What if hindi po na-collect? What do you mean sa hindi na-collect? Hindi na-collect. Ano po yung hindi na-collect? What if hindi po na-collect? Ano po yung yung mean nyo sa hindi na-collect? Computational tax. Kasi syempre, di ba, iano naman yan eh. Meron pa rin, kasi actually ako, hindi ako talaga nagko-compute ng taxes. Meron kaming third party na nagko-compute ng taxes. But I do the internal accounting. So whatever the financials at the end of the year, yun yung pinapresent ko for the income. Syempre, kung hindi na-collect yung income na yan, that would be recognized as part of your accounts receivable. So, dapat at the end of the year, it should be reflected in your balance sheet as part of your accounts receivable.
Yep.
Ano pong rehabbing?
Yeah, I think this is related to the question earlier about flipping, and that's part of the flipping process. I mean, the flipping one. Na we do process of buying, rehabbing, renovating. So yeah, before selling it again.
Okay, sige. Ayan. So guys, sige, ano pa? Meron pa. may isang minuto pa.
Nasa talaga.
Ayan, thank you daw po. Ayan.
Oh, we have 100 plus viewers. Oh.
Yay! Daming interested sa ano. O kaya maraming may mga kliyente sa real estate. Ayan.
Because honestly, there are a lot of opportunities when it comes to real estate accounting and bookkeeping.
I agree.
And even the company that I'm working with right now, they're actually looking for more accountants and bookkeepers to work with us. So it's really something that, if we should have that abundance mindset na daming gusto kong mag-online bookkeeping, ganyan, and then hindi pa ako nakahanap ng client. And yeah, even e-commerce, ang dami ding naghahanap ng bookkeepers. Ang dami. So yun, huwag kayong panghinaan ng loob, guys. Ang dami dyan. You just have to be out. I mean, keep yourself in the market, in the public. So yeah.
Ito, meron para. Pag sa flipping po through crowdfunding po yung investment, paano po i-recognize yung investment? As an equity ba or liability?
Di pa ako yata naka-experience ng ganyan crowdfunding.
I actually haven't had a chance of doing flipping as well. Crowdfunding investments. Paano po recognize investment as an equity ba or liability? Not that sure. And I don't want to answer na parang hindi ako sure, baka sabihin na, mali siya.
Okay, sige, ipo-park natin yan. Babalikan natin yan,
Yeah.
okay? So, ayan.
Babalikan natin yan kung ano yung dapat.
Yan. So, ito. So, you will not recognize the taxes since it's not yet paid.
What do you mean?
What do you mean po dyan?
Saka,
Magre-recognize ka ng, kung halimbawa, let's say, kung in normal situation yung property taxes, nire-recognize namin as payable yun. So, kung halimbawa, meron na kaming provisions for that, nagsiset up na kami ng provisions for the property taxes. Kasi kung halimbawa, let's say, merong guidelines ang company na how do you recognize the property taxes. Kasi meron yung pinapadala na parang coming from the, kalimutan ko yung governing bodies nung sa taxes niyan. Nagpapadala sila ng parang schedule nung parang how much would be the So ginagawa namin, nagre-recognize na kami ng provisions for that. So pwede ka na mag-recognize ng payable para kumbaga nakakapag-planning na rin yung company. Magkano yung babayaran? Makakapag-set aside na sila ng budget for the taxes. Pero payable pa rin yung recognition.
okay.
And tama po kayo, sabi ni Tita mo, si
Ayan.
Athena.
So, ito kanina para may sumagot, it's for equity daw. Ayan.
Right.
Ayan. Okay. Sige. So, I guess wala nang questions. Ito may nagtatanong, kailan daw po ang ating short course? So, ang ating short course mag-open po siya ng October 23. Ayan. So, abangan po natin yan. Okay, any questions? Ayan, ito pa po.
Taxation.
Yun nga po, 'di ba? Kanina sinasabi na natin, it's for as a bookkeeper here in the Philippines, we're just doing tax support. Okay?
Yes.
They have their
That's it.
own in-house accountants. Okay? Mahirap na magkamali baka abunado kulang pa yung mga bayad sa atin. Okay, sa mga penalties. Okay. But don't worry, we have a discussion about yun si Andy, remember na
US taxation,
nag-discuss.
yes.
Yes,
Tax
US
payroll.
taxation.
Yes.
How to fill out yung mga forms. Ayan, i-guide. That's part of the October mini courses. Ayan. Yan, interested daw. Okay, sige. Anything to add, Miss Alfie, before tayo mag-end? Or guys, meron ba kayong gustong sabihin before we end ang ating free
Sige, pauna
webinar?
na kayo.
Ikaw
Wala akong wala akong masabi. I mean, not that much. I'm just excited to work with Regina with this project, on this project, because it's something that, we look forward to helping other people as well, pagdating sa real estate bookkeeping. You guys, just a heads up, it's actually not that easy at first, lalo na kapag baguhan ka. But then again, if you get to know even just the basics as accountant and bookkeeper, yung mga basic foundation of what this account should be a debit, this account should be a credit, and you'll definitely come a long way. You'll definitely will go a long way pagdating sa bookkeeping for real estate. And it's really it might be challenging at first, but it's very rewarding once you're done with your monthly tasks. Some tasks are actually routinary, but then again, you'll get to learn and be confident on this niche kapag nagkaroon ka talaga ng experience. And yep, Regina and I are really looking forward to, helping you guys hand in hand sa course.
Yeah. Tsaka, huwag kayong matakot doon sa mga software kasi kumbaga lahat naman natututunan eh. Basta ang openness lang natin, tsaka yung willingness to learn. Kasi kumbaga lahat naman, everything should start. And kumbaga, umpisa lang. Kailangan mag-umpisa ka para makatuloy-tuloy ka. And ang mapapayo ko lang talaga is yung kailangan nyo i-hone yung accounting principles. Yun ang very important kasi kumbaga, kahit wala kang software, pag alam mo
Yes.
yung foundation mo, you can go along. Kahit mag-Excel ka pa dyan, okay lang yan. Basta importante, alam mo yung foundations. Kasi if you have the good foundations of your principles, kahit hindi ka pa accounting graduate, basta alam mo yung kumbaga may mararating ka. Yun lang masasabi ko. Kasi ako hindi naman ako talaga expert sa mga mga softwares, but I learned it as we go along. Kasi importante, dahil syempre nagbabago times are changing, so you have to be adaptable dun sa mga changes na yun. But one thing is for sure, yung knowledge mo about the accounting principles and the GAAP itself will make you push yourself, kumbaga achieve your goals as a bookkeeper or as an accountant.
I definitely agree. And also Kath Pellegrino, just want to give a shout out here. She has this comment na real estate bookkeeping career looks very promising and nalula po ako sa potential earnings. Yes, it is definitely a very promising niche, real estate bookkeeping. I had a client na nagbibigay siya ng, although syempre dito sa atin sa Philippines, it's kind of okay na din. It was actually at 25,000 per month and wala akong gagawin na hourly sa kanya every day. All I have to do is just submit BS, P&L every month. Yun lang. And I had clients na nagbabayad ng 30K per week. Yun yung sahuran. So, yeah, it's really something that, we can look forward to. Maganda actually yung real estate bookkeeping.
Yes.
Yan. So, parang merong biglang humabol na question. So, sige, singit na natin na. Ito, do we need to learn Starbucks?
Serving Oxley ata yan.
Starbucks ba? Tama ba? Hindi ako familiar to.
I think he is referring to Starbucks yung sa Oxley, Sarbanes Oxley Act of 2005.
Yung
US law.
Yung act ba yun? Nalimutan ko na yun eh.
I mean, you don't have to be an expert knowing everything about that law, something, but you have to be familiar. Para siyang it's like, you have to observe, if you're complying still with the GAAP, something, ganyan.
And in addition to that, yung internal controls. Kasi ito yun karamihan ng mga businesses, even not only real estate, kapag walang internal controls, which is actually what is Sarbanes-Oxley is all about, is putting the internal controls in place, magkakaproblema yung business. Kasi syempre dapat, like for example, yung approval process, yung mga sino-sino ba yung mga tao na involved dun sa Kasi in my experience before, kaya nagkaroon ng problem yung isang client ko na nagkaroon siya ng exposure sa fraud na about 300,000 is because of the lacking of internal controls. Walang separation ng mga approvals, so dapat din tinitingnan natin. So kung kaya nga sinasabi ko na kung meron kayong good knowledge of your accounting background or accounting principles, you will be able to know this, kumbaga yung pasikot-sikot ba? Alin ba yung dapat na kailangan nilang isipin para hindi magkakaroon ng opportunities for fraud. Kasi fraud is like for example, 300,000, magkano yung conversion nandito? Di ba sobrang ang laki ng exposure? And if you're gonna help the client, you have to teach them na ito yung dapat gawin pagdating sa internal controls procedures. So dapat isama nyo rin yan. Hindi lang yung bookkeeping process lang. Dapat overall yun lang kasi that's what Sarbanes-Oxley is all about.
Yes. Okay. Akala ko naman software to. Akala ko Starbucks.
Kasi meron nangyari yan dati. I think it's Enron, no? Lumabas pa ata yan sa namin sa exam. Actually, tama yung point ni Miss Regina, no? Parang lang yan. Ikaw yung nagre-record na at the same time humahawak ng pera. Okay? So, malaking internal control na issue yan. Pag kinumbay mo si record keeping at saka at the same time, siya yung humahawak ng pera. Okay? Parang ganyan.
Yep. So, at least siguro, if you want to review, for the sake ng iba na walang idea sa Starbucks yan, Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Pwede niyo pong basahin ulit, okay, for you to know the details, ayan, para mas maintindihan niyo po. Pero ayan, Miss Regina and Miss Alfie already mentioned about it, kung ano yung concept niya. So, eto madam, merong medyo na-curious. How many years na daw practicing in the field?
Well, to be honest, I'm not a CPA. I'm not a licensed
Whoa! Tingnan nyo, guys.
I'm not a QuickBooks Pro Advisor certified. But I'm actually 17 years in practice of
Wow,
accounting.
Lodi.
Why the, the, the foundation is already there. So, kumbaga, I was exposed to different types of businesses. Like in the corporate, I was in the bank, investment banking, Deutsche Bank, General Motors, to name a few. And for those prior corporate works that I have, I was already exposed into this type of kumbaga yung mga practices like the internal controls procedure, process improvements. So kumbaga before ako nag-bookkeeping, itong ginagawa ko, yun na yung ginagawa ko, yung mga process improvement initiatives. That's why kumbaga, hindi naman sa pag-ano, parang naging madali sa akin paano yung magiging interpretation pagdating sa bookkeeping process. Pero kumbaga, hindi necessarily no may kailangang license or something. Kumbaga, importante lang na alam mo yung ginagawa mo and you stand firm dun sa pinaniniwalaan mo na guidelines. Kasi if that would be the case, you'll be able to help the businesses on how they were able to, kumbaga, structure and organize their businesses na magiging foolproof for any fraud or any pandadaya ng ibang tao.
I think meron siyang additional question for you, Miss Regina. Ito. Is real estate bookkeeping your niche when you started bookkeeping? And how did you start? Like, first an employee or diretso na at na virtual bookkeeping talaga?
I'm already 3 years now as a virtual bookkeeper accountant. Pero nag-start talaga ako sa real estate. Kumbaga, yung first job ko as a virtual accountant or bookkeeper is in the real estate company. But way back in corporate, I was also involved in Australia and US real estate. So kaya medyo meron na rin akong experience when I started virtual bookkeeping. But syempre, hindi naman ako fully exposed pa dun sa QuickBooks and then the Zero. So, kumbaga nahon ko na lang din yung pag-aaral nito nung nandito na ako sa virtual sa kumbaga sa freelancing and then when I joined the Shepherd's kumbaga academy. So kumbaga nakatulong yung academy sa akin to understand more on an in-depth process yung QBO and then yung zero accounting.
Yep. Ikaw naman, Kim. Ayan. Para, ano sa'yo? Paano ka nag-umpisa? Is it real estate na ba agad? O may mga pinagdaanan ka pang mga other niches? Yan.
Well, as for me naman, it wasn't me who found real estate. Real estate found me. Hindi ako actually hindi ako nag-apply when it comes to, kasi before I was looking for any bookkeeping projects, kung ano whatever yung darating. So eventually there was this company na nag-reach out sa akin sa LinkedIn na if I'm willing to take on the job or the role as a real estate accountant. So parang I don't see any reason to say no. So dun ako actually nag-start. And yep, I have exposed na din ako sa Australian real estate sa US and yung mga next ko na clients, nagkaroon ako ng clients sa Canada and also din sa London din, UK na real estate din. So yun.
Okay, alright. Ayan. Grabe, kung kailan patapos tayo, doon pumapasok yung mga question. Okay, ayan. Yan, ito, meron lang. Any tips daw on how to convince yung client niya? Ayan. Ano to? I think increasing the rate, din ba?
Convince
Ayun.
yung ginagawa mo is so ginagawa mo is timekeeping and invoicing for your client. I'm not sure if you were also exposed into the bookkeeping part. Kasi yung bookkeeping part, pwede mo na yung maitawid yun doon sa financials. Kung halimbawa, let's say, ikaw rin nagbo-bookkeeping, tapos ikaw rin yung nagpe-prepare ng financials at the end of the month, dagdagan mo ng analysis. So, kumbaga, yung analysis side na yan ang makakatulong sa'yo para mag-level up dun sa, sa dream role mo at saka sa dream, rate mo. Kasi if you were able to interpret the financials in a good way for the client na makakapag-scale up yung business niya, then definitely ano namang hesitation ang gagawin ng client mo
Exactly.
if you will be able to help him out na i-increase pa yung level of kumbaga level of growth ng business niya, di ba?
Yes.
Kailangan
Dagdag
ba
ko
daw
rin,
impress?
yes,
Eh.
dagdag ko rin is if you negotiate for higher rate, dapat meron kang may offer na something valuable na
Yep.
makakatulong pa sa business. So, yung
Yes.
suggestion ni Ms. Regina, kung halimbawa, kung sa bookkeeping, you know how to analyze the financial statements which will greatly help yung business. So, you can offer that as an additional
Yes.
package to him.
Yes.
Mas
Yun nga,
maganda
sabi,
kasi,
di ba?
yes,
Value
added
added
value.
service. Oo.
Yes.
Nga naman, bakit ka magbabayad ng extra kung wala ka naman makukuha in return, di ba?
Yeah, tama.
Yes. Tama, tama. Okay, sige. Mukhang napapasarap na tayo. Bakit di tayo matapos? Okay, so kailangan din pong mag-rest ng ating mga coaches here. So,
Yes.
ayan, salamat po ng marami. Sir Kim and Ma'am
Yes.
Regina and Miss
Thank
Alfie,
you,
thank you po.
Miss
So, ayan
Regina.
guys,
Thank you.
for the details for our mini courses, ipopost po yan details sa The Shepherd Virtual Accountants and Bookkeepers, and we'll be posting the waiting list for it para makareceive po kayo ng emails about the October mini courses. Okay, sige po. Yun lang naman po, Miss Alfie, anything to add? Oh, remind them
Yeah,
tomorrow.
schedule bukas. We're moving the schedule pa lang. So, from 7:30 ba? Okay. So, magiging 8:30 po tayo bukas for the frequently asked questions plus on how are you going to start your online bookkeeping career. Yan, bukas po yan.
Yes, kita-kits po tayo 8:30 tomorrow. So if you have any questions about how to start your online bookkeeping journey, we were gonna answer po yung mga objections, okay? Mindset, okay, tomorrow. So see you guys. And we only have one day before batch 8 open. So ayun,
Thank you,
kita-kits
team.
tayo. Thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank
you,
you.
guys.
God
Thank you,
bless.
Shary.
Bye-bye po.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging.